Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm here because I love nature, and I'm the founder of Lovefest, and I am honoured to be able to share my story with you. And it began about 17 years ago when I had Crohn's disease, and I've been suffering for 10 years from Crohn's disease and autoimmune disease. I was told I was going to have it for the rest of my life, and that there is no cure, and that I needed surgery to remove part of my bowel, and there was high risk of bowel cancer. I was on 4 different meds. I was suffering so regularly, and through the pain and through all the despair of that, of like, that I'm going to have this for the rest of my life, through that despair, I reached this point where I had this idea that I can cure myself. And as soon as I had that idea that I can cure myself, I had a second idea that my purpose in life is to share a message, the message that is based on this disease and this cure. And I wasn't sure what that was yet, but that started my journey where I was committed, and within 18 months, I became completely symptom-free, and I've been completely symptom-free for about 16, 17 years now, and without any medication and without any special diet. And what I wanted to do was to work out, the message that I had to share was my healing. You know, what was it that healed me in the end? What cured me? And I've been working that out over time as I continued on my journey, because the journey kept continuing even though I was healed. And even though I worked on myself physically, spiritually, and mentally in many different ways, there was another area that I felt really made the big difference, you know, that really made it happen. And if I was to put it down to one word, what was it that healed me? That one word is love. And so self-love healed me. But what is self-love, right? So for most people, self-love could be pampering, or it could be appreciating oneself when you've done something good, or it could be when you're happy, and they're all good too. That's the easy part though, you know, and that's not just what healed me, even though I did more of that. What healed me the most was the self-love with the uncomfortable side of myself, right? So that's loving my emotions, especially because I was taught not to cry, you know. So I started learning to connect with my emotions more and feel, especially emotions like guilt and shame, you know, feeling that within the body, being present with that within my body. Where do I feel it in my body? And just being that and giving myself love. I love myself regardless, you know. And that was the beginning of that self-love through darkness for me, when I learned how to do that. And it's a practice, and you just got to keep practicing and practicing. And as I kept practicing, I started going into deeper parts of myself and things that have happened in my past too, and just loving myself and being able to hold myself through that, you know. And you know, including there was, you know, the guilt, including that self-forgiveness was so important for me, for being able to forgive myself, you know. Like, how can you forgive someone else if you're not forgiving yourself? And sometimes we think that we're okay, but when we go deeper, you know, into our darker emotions, we sometimes can realize that, hey, there is something else here. And that was my experience anyway. And from that, from being able to be present with myself and love myself through this emotional pain and discomfort and uncomfortableness, and this self-love from that, I was able to bring together the dark, loving my darkness and loving my light together into one, and knowing that I am whole and complete just as I am. So the message is that you are whole and complete just as you are. You are love. I am enough. You are enough. That was the message, right? It's about love. And what if we can love ourselves to healing? Then imagine what we can do with the world. We can love the world to healing then, right? We can love, you know, all of humanity to healing, the Mother Earth, you know, the environment. Love it. And so that's kind of what started coming up, right? And so, you know, I had other aspects of my journey. So I went to Nepal to help them because I wanted to give. And after the earthquakes, and when I came back, I found that they actually helped me because I learned so much about community in Nepal. Also went to the US in 2016 in San Diego, and I learned about sober events, and I realized how the importance of sober events was to bring people together to really connect authentically. And so when I came back to Australia in 2016, I was like, well, what do we have here? So I connected, I called, I walked into shops, I talked to people, and I invited people that inspired me to come together every month for the purpose of building community. And so we did. And from that came the inspiration and the vision for Lovefest, with the purpose of a bunch of us coming together, embodying that place of love as much as we can, which is about love for self, community, and planet. That's the values. So embodying that love together, and if we're doing that together, we can create this vibration, invite other people into that space to create this vibration. And that was the festival in September 2017, the first one. And from that, we create a ripple effect, because we take that into our lives, right? And then just by being more of that person within ourselves, we can automatically share a bit more love in the world, and that creates the ripple effect into the community, the nation, and then all of planet Earth eventually, right? So that was the dream, that was the vision, and that's when Lovefest started in September 2017. Since then, we've had, Lovefests every year. In 2023, we had 4. In 2024, we had 9. This year, we're looking at 14. We're growing, and we have done 1 international in Bali last year. We're looking at 2 internationals this year, Bali, New Zealand, and we want to continue to grow in other countries. At the moment, we have about 12 areas with local leaders, and we're looking at growing that too. So that's the vision, and spreading all over the world. The vision to have love all over the world. So my childhood dream, that was a world full of love, peace, and harmony, which I had lost along the way, is now alive again because of Lovefest. And I invite you to join the movement. Thank you so much for your time. Much love to you. Whee!